Okay, we're back again. It's about 2 hours later. Gonna pop it open now. Let's pull it out. Take off the lid. You can see the water is boiling. Everything seems to be getting pretty juicy. Now, there's another pot roast recipe I like to make that uses a lot of ketchup. And so when I started making this one, I decided to kind of combine the few things. So I'm actually going to go ahead right now and put in some ketchup. Just a little bit more acidic and savory flavor. If I had some Worcestershire sauce, I'd probably go ahead and add that too, but I don't think we have any of that right now. So then just kind of mix that up a little bit, get it into the broth. Then I'm going to go ahead and baste the meat. Actually, it'd probably be good if we turned it, get that top part back down inside of the water. Okay, baste it just a little bit. You can see the garlic and olive oil thing has combined with the rest of the broth. And you know when the meat is done when it's fork tender, so it means you put the fork in and the meat will just split. Right now it's still pretty, not too bad, but it's a little hard to put the fork into the meat. And what really makes this good is when the meat is kind of so soft that it just melts apart in your mouth when you eat it. So I think probably we'll check it again in an hour. If we really want to stop, we'll take it 2 hours. So I'll put it back in there. Washing my hands. And now we're waiting for the thing that takes for goddamn ever to be finished. Have a snack. Rice cracker. Snack of champions. Okay, it's been about 4 hours now, so we're gonna go ahead and check it. See if it's ready. Oh, it's hot. But it smells good. I've been able to smell it for the last 2 hours. Hopefully you were smelling it too. Alright, so it looks pretty good. Now, the sauce has kind of come up, everything else has kind of gone down as it's gotten softer. The reason we cooked it so slowly at a low temperature for so long is because we want to cook and have all the juices and everything combined, but we don't really want to lose much of the liquid at this point. We want all the juices and all the flavor and all that kind of stuff to stay there. We don't want to just be completely boiling it. A simmer is good. Alright, so the way we check it now is stick the fork in a couple places. Oh, see how easily that goes in. That means it's going to be delicious and melt in your mouth. So that means it's done. So the next step is we're going to take it out of the oven, the meat out, put it on a cutting board, and let it rest. Now you might have got a bigger piece of meat, that's fine. If you had gotten a piece that had a lot of fat on it, then most of the fat should be gone by now and melted into the juices, which is what you want. We're letting the meat rest so it can cool down a little bit so that when we slice it open here in a little bit, all the juices don't come pouring out, because we want to keep all those juices in there too. Now ideally what we want to do is take all of these vegetables out and then turn the sauce on high so that it will reduce part by half, and that'll increase the flavor. Look at all these delicious vegetables. Oh, I can see there's a bay leaf. Although bay leaves add flavor, you don't want to eat them. Now you might have more or less liquid depending on how much you had in there and how long you let it stay in the oven. But look at all those delicious vegetables we have to eat. So healthy, so good for you. Alright, so now we turn the stove on high. We're gonna bring it up to a boil. Should be pretty quick, yeah. Because it's already really hot. In the meantime, if our meat has cooled down just a little bit, you can go ahead and just slice this. Now you can slice it any direction you want with the grain or whatever, but eventually it's just going to end up being a little tore up anyway, so it's not too big a deal. Look how soft and delicious and juicy that is. This is going to be a good one. And the awesome thing about this dish is you're definitely making more than enough for one person for one meal. And you're probably making enough that's more than enough for two people for one meal. So you got leftovers. And if you let this sit in the refrigerator overnight, all those flavors are just going to continue to combine and it will be even better. Okay, so if you look around, you can see most of the juices stayed in there, but it is pretty juicy. Then our pot is boiling. If you had a lot of liquid and you didn't want to wait for it to boil down by half, it won't be as strong a flavor, but another thing you can do to get kind of a thicker sauce is, I'm sure many of you know, is to create like a roux. And that's basically water or some other thing. If you're using red wine, you could use a little bit more red wine and cornstarch. You just mix it into a slurry so it's all mixed together. Make sure whatever you're mixing the cornstarch into is cold. And then mix that sauce or the slurry into the sauce that you're boiling down. Bring it up to a boil because that's when the cornstarch has the most thickening power, and let it go. And then it'll get turned into like a nice, I don't want to say jelly because that sounds nasty, but it's gonna turn into a nice like thick creamy sauce pretty quick. Alright, since we didn't have too much sauce, it's boiling down pretty fast, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Go ahead, put the meat, always hot, put the meat back in there. Oh god. Get it all mixed in with the juices. Get the meat to absorb all that nice flavor from the garlic and the onions and the basil and the rosemary that was in there. You'd be surprised, the rosemary actually stays through pretty well. And then after that's done, you can put your vegetables back in. Give it all one nice turn. Get it a little mixed up. You could add a little salt and a little pepper if you wanted to. And it's ready to serve. There you go. One delicious pot roast. Done any way you like it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully this will be the first of many delicious recipe videos. Bye bye for now. Dun 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 dun.